Hey, this is Irvin V. Griffin Jr. And obviously behind me is a picture of Bill Cosby. And we know about the drama that has now resurfaced when recently a judge ruled that Bill Cosby will stand trial for the alleged 2004 assault of that Temple University woman, Constantine. Yeah, my bad on not knowing her actual name, but I have my opinions on this, but I'm about to play a little video and I'll be back with the rest of the commentary.
A big day for Bill Cosby, a preliminary hearing to determine whether this felony case of sexual assault will go to trial, and it will rely heavily on the words of his accuser, Andrea Constand. Constand claims that Cosby drugged her and sexually assaulted her at his home in 2004. Constand and Cosby settled a civil suit in 2006, but last year a federal judge made portions of their depositions public, at which point the current district attorney filed these felony charges. Bill Cosby tried to have the case thrown out, saying that he had a non-prosecution agreement when he gave that deposition, but the appeals court denied that. A couple of things could happen. Cosby could waive the hearing, at which point it would be set for trial immediately. That seems the least likely option. Additionally, Judge Elizabeth McHugh could decide there is not enough evidence to proceed. However, the bar is fairly low here for them to go forward. We could see Andrea Constand take the stand. However, she would be subject to a rigorous cross-examination by Cosby's attorneys. There's also the possibility that prosecutors will only let stand the words of her deposition now 10 years ago in 2006. Janet Shamlian, NBC News, Norristown, Pennsylvania.
Now, you just seen the video, and I've said from the very beginning, almost the very beginning, that something stunk about this whole thing. Even if Bill Cosby was 100% guilty, why wait all this time? And over 40, 50 women, whatever the number is, especially a black man, concerning the majority of them are white women. No, sorry, at least not in America. That does not happen. If you even under suspicion for touching one, you get side eye. Heck, we had a guy back in the 30s, I believe, 30s or 40s, named Emmett Till, that got the crap beat out of him and killed just because he winked at a white woman. So if that's the case, then you're going to tell me that Bill Cosby all this time got away with doing all this? No. No way. And I'll be honest, I was one of those ones. I was guilty of calling Bill Cosby a coon because of some of the stuff he said on black people. I will admit that. But when I really look at it, he had been saying this for years at other lectures and other speaking engagements. In front of mostly black crowds. He's been saying this for years. It just so happens he said it this time in a mixed company. That's where I think he messed up. Because when he did that, a lot of black people, myself included, I will admit guilt, kind of really turned on him when he did that. But then the whole thing with Hannibal Buress is what opened the floodgates. And if Bill Cosby does die soon after this or during this, or if he does go to jail, you have to put a lot of the blame on him because they used him. They used him in his routine. It makes you wonder if he wasn't paid or something. They used him to finally get this narrative out. Because these stories have been around forever. And as for that 2004 case, let me tell you something. That woman, you know what? I don't care if I don't know her name. That woman had, if she really was, I'm sorry, if you really was raped, no woman is going to accept money for being personally violated, for being against your will drugged, for being against your will being penetrated and entered by a man unwillingly. No woman with any dignity is going to accept that. And I don't want to hear about how powerful Bill Cosby is. No man in general, but especially no black man in particular. And the reason I say no man in general, and especially no black man, is because no man in general, especially with the way this feminist movement is being pushed these days, even white men ain't even really that safe, to tell you the truth. And definitely no brother is safe. He's never been safe. You trying to tell me that? Except it's just like the whole thing with Michael Jackson and the child molestation charges. Everybody keeps saying he did it, he did. Use your freaking common sense. No parent is going to accept 10 million, 20 million, even a $10 billion for his child being raped. If they do, you have to wonder about that parent, number one. Number two, even if I did accept it, I would still want him in jail. I would still want him behind bars. That should have been an alarm right there, which, by the way, on a side note, because this isn't about Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson screwed up when he settled. He should have stuck to his guns and went to court, which, from what I understand, originally that's what he was going to do, but he was talked out of it by his lawyers. Big mistake on that one. But getting back to Bill Cosby, there's just so many inconsistencies. And I know somebody in the comment section is going to bring up the 2005 deposition. You know, only portions of that have actually been read. Read the whole thing. First of all, they weren't even talking about the particular incident in 2004. They were talking about his past back in the 70s when Quaaludes was a commonplace. When he would bring Quaaludes to women to have sex. He never said he did it without their knowledge. They never even said that. All they said was that they was drugged and raped. That's it. There was no evidence or no admission of guilt. And guess what? His lawyer, if he did in fact screen that in the court, he was right to, because it is. There's no evidence. Other than he gave Quaaludes that. If anything, Bill Cosby, the only blame I would put on him is that he should have kept it in his pants and only shared it with his wife. If he would have did that, we wouldn't be hearing about this right now. He wouldn't be in this mess right now. You know? I mean, that part's just the absolute truth. That's just the absolute truth. But to say he raped when there is no evidence that he snuck these pills, if he snuck them on him, that would have been one thing. But there's no proof. And over 50 women? No. Nobody's that powerful. Even President Obama's not that powerful. To keep all them quiet? No, some of them would be dead. Trust me. Trust me. Because not all of them gonna keep their mouth shut this long. No. No, like I said, think logically. That many women, and I'm gonna sound like a sexist pig for a second. A woman can barely keep her mouth shut about what she had for breakfast this morning, okay? That many women about something that serious, no woman's gonna keep their mouth shut for that long over that. No, ain't happening. Not to mention some parts of this case, quite frankly, it shouldn't be going forward because they're just patently illegal. Like trying to get Bill Cosby's wife to testify because she was the business manager. Even though the law clearly states that a husband and wife cannot be compelled to testify against each other. And honestly, because of the 2005 agreement that he would never be prosecuted for this, I'm not so sure this case should even be taking place anyway. Because basically, we might be watching an illegal trial right now. And there's something more behind this than, oh, it's justice for these women. No, if you really wanted justice for these women, you would have brought these charges up. Because these stories have been hanging around for years. You would have brought them up years ago. So, cut the crap when it comes to justice for these women. If you were really serious about justice for these women, this would have been brought up years ago. Get out of here with that mess. This is about money, and this is about tearing down someone's legacy. And Felicia Rashad, when she said that, I know she took a lot of criticism for that, but she was 100% right. Even if Bill Cosby is 100% guilty, if these people that are going after him were really serious about justice, they would have done this a long time ago. It's getting to the point. Black people now are starting to wake up and realize this is bullshit. Even some white people are starting to look at this like, this is getting old. Either charge him or let him go. I mean, even they're starting to wake up from the Kool-Aid. So, all I got to say is, this is some true BS, and I'm keeping this one clean. But if I was doing that video, it would definitely fall under that category. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this. I'm out. I am Irvin B. Griffin Jr. Have a nice day.